1 year from now, your life may look very different than it does today. The energy surrounding you now could already be shaping major changes, emotionally, spiritually, financially, or even in the direction your life is taking. Take a breath, trust your intuition, and choose the piece of sea glass you feel most drawn to. Piece 1 is a deep red piece of sea glass. Piece 2 is a sunshine yellow piece of sea glass. And piece 3 is a deep green piece of sea glass. Each holds a different message, but only one may be yours. If you've chosen pile 1, the next year feels very different from the one you've just experienced. The Strength card suggests a period where you have become much more confident in yourself and your decisions. What stands out immediately is emotional resilience. Situations that once overwhelmed you may no longer have the same power over you. In this traditional card imagery, a woman calmly guides the red lion, not through force, but through quiet confidence. This suggests that over the next year, you may discover a strength within yourself that doesn't need to prove anything. You may find yourself becoming more self-assured, more emotionally grounded, and less influenced by opinions or expectations of others. This card feels like a turning point. Over the next year, some of you may find yourselves moving away from careers, environments, or routines that no longer feel aligned with who you are becoming. I keep seeing a shift towards work, projects, or a lifestyle that feels more meaningful, more people-focused, and more connected to your values. For some of you, this could involve healthcare, well-being, teaching, coaching, creative work, or supporting others in some way. For others, it may be something as simple as choosing a path that allows you to feel more fulfilled and more authentically yourself. I can even see some of you exploring roles such as floristry, nursing, physiotherapy, or as a swimming instructor, roles that bring people together in a positive way. The white robe in the Strength card speaks of purity and integrity. It's less about status and more about feeling that what you're doing genuinely matters. What I find interesting is that this change doesn't feel completely unexpected. For many of you, the seeds of this new chapter may already be appearing now through ideas, conversations, opportunities, or even a growing feeling that you are ready for something different. And moving to the second pile, if you chose the second piece of sea glass, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Something that feels impossible now may look completely different a year from today. This pile feels like a powerful turning point. The Wheel of Fortune often appears when life is preparing to move you from one chapter into another. It reminds us that nothing stays the same forever. Situations that may currently feel stuck, delayed, or uncertain can suddenly begin moving again. What stands out strongly here is movement. For many of you, this may involve travel, relocating, changing your environment, or finally pursuing something you have been thinking about for a very long time. I keep feeling that this isn't a new dream or idea. It's something that has been sitting in the background of your life for quite a while. And for you, the challenge isn't whether this opportunity exists or not. The challenge is your hesitation surrounding it. Are you overanalyzing, waiting for the perfect timing, or trying to control every possible outcome before taking action? But the Wheel of Fortune rarely works that way, and the wheel will keep turning regardless. This card speaks of momentum. It asks you to trust that life can begin opening doors once you are willing to take the first step. I sense that you are capable of living a much bigger and more expansive life than the one you are currently allowing yourself to experience. 1 year from now, I can see many of you looking back and realizing that a decision you were afraid to make because of the very thing that changed your direction. And this is so important. For some of you, this may include a significant journey, traveling, relocating, or creating a completely different lifestyle. I keep seeing places such as Argentina, Iceland, China, and southern India. Whether these are literal locations or simply symbolic of adventure and expansion, they seem connected to this energy of movement and change. The message here is not force change, but to recognize where fear and hesitation or overthinking may be preventing it. And finally, if you chose the third piece of sea glass, we have the 7 of Pentacles. 1 year from now, I don't feel your greatest reward is financial, which is usually the case with this suit of Pentacles. I feel your greatest reward is who and what surrounds you socially. The 7 of Pentacles is traditionally associated with patience, growth, and eventual harvest. But in this reading, the harvest feels much more personal and where your hard work will eventually pay off. It feels as though you are slowly creating a life that feels richer, fuller, more expansive, and more connected than the one you are living today. Over the next year, I see your social world expanding, new friendships, new communities, new opportunities, and new experiences begin entering your life. It feels as though your world becomes larger, and some of these friendships could turn into love and romance. The card is really highlighting this. The card shows an abundance of pentacles, 7 pentacles. Even the one at his feet is trying to remind him you need to start putting a change into action. Through patience, there will be an abundance of very positive social experiences with different people, places, and new routines. For some of you, this may happen through a move, a new hobby, volunteering, study, work, creative projects, or simply saying yes to opportunities that you would have once avoided. For some of you, I strongly feel a meaningful romantic connection developing next year, especially around the month of May. You have been waiting a long time for such a relationship, and the card is suggesting a positive and happy connection with someone. It may be short or long term. What strikes me most about this card is that none of this feels rushed. The 7 of Pentacles is a reminder that meaningful things take time to grow, and you need to cultivate patience. Just as a gardener plants seeds and patiently waits for them to flourish, many of the connections and opportunities entering your life next year are the result of seeds that are already being planted now. Those seeds begin attracting people who are more aligned with who you are becoming. 1 year from today, I feel many of you looking around and realizing that your life feels bigger. Your long-term projects are finally paying off. You have worked hard, put in the effort, and now you can play hard. Not necessarily because you have more possessions, but because you have more connection, more support, more shared experiences, and a stronger sense of belonging. The harvest here is not simply what you've achieved. The harvest is the life you've created around yourself. Whichever piece of sea glass called to you today, I hope your reading brought you clarity and something meaningful to reflect upon. If this reading resonated, I'll love to hear which pile you chose and what message stayed with you the most. Thank you for being here with Sea Glass Tarot. Until the next time.